I watched Rogue Hostage this week, and I was really moved by the dynamic between Kyle and Manny. It's so heartwarming. Obviously, the center of the story, and also gives us a peek into like who we're rooting for. So I was just wondering what it was like for you to develop that relationship, and also working with such a young actor as Carlos Sanchez.
He was one of my favorites on set, because he was so young, but yet he really had it all figured out as a young actor. I was very impressed. I mean, I've seen and worked with some young actors, but I started calling him Oscar, I'll get you Oscar, what up, Oscar? So English and Spanish speaking, and just like him being in tune with his facial expressions and what was needed per moment and per role. It was really exciting for me to see. I was inspired by, the places he was able to go as a young actor. He's younger than me, but I'm not above being inspired by someone. So when I seen his intensity in certain scenes, it made me go more intense, So it was really cool.
That's wonderful. Also, what was it that first made you want to jump on board the project? Like your reaction when you first read the script or heard the story?
Well, for me, it was, this was a movie that the powers that be tried to get shut down a few times because of the message. We living in a world right now where the government, in their own way will always try and suppress putting what is actually going on in the world on the main stage. And so, this was not going to be any different. It's not easy to make a film about a mass killer, terrorist, white male, Republican, racist coming into a store and doing all of these things that he ended up doing, because that's a narrative that they don't want to be out there. So we did this movie, and, I was a producer on board, did about 60 pages of rewrites. And
oh, wow.
When we ended up securing the talent that we secured, it became the ultimate compliment that we're about to do and make something really special. So, we're living in some trying times right now where the success or non-success of films, unfortunately, is always based on box office and box office receipts. But I think for us, being the first film that was filmed in New Jersey, that was a COVID-free production.
Oh, wow.
Was an accomplishment in itself. So we're very proud to even know that we have a film even coming out.
Definitely. And speaking of the talent, there are some really, strong women, and not strong in just like the sense of like they can kick butt, but also like that they're complicated, that they fight for what they believe in, and they have different vulnerabilities. In the script, what was it like to push forward a story and a movie that has that element to it?
Yeah, all purposely done. Me as a social worker with my colleague that was a social worker in the film, there was certain dialogue that was mine that I gave to her because I wanted her to be able to say that instead of me, because it coming from a woman carries more weight. And I've never been an insecure actor that won all the big action pieces and all of the superstar moments, so to speak. I just believe in spreading love. And I think it always makes for a better film when the film is breathing and you allow everyone to have some beats and moments, because it doesn't take 20 scenes to make you a movie star.
Right.
We won, you know. You
Definitely.
don't have to have all the dialogue. And every time somebody is talking, it's always you. And every time somebody's shooting, it's always you. You know, so I just believe in spreading love. And I think everybody on the set, and you can ask them yourself, Chris Vasquez, Michael, Michael Jai, they were all like, man, why are you going above and beyond to make sure that we're all so comfortable and happy?
Oh.
I said, well, man, you know, I'm number one on the call sheet. I'm producing this thing or co-producing it. And I just want to make everyone know that I'm not a competitive person. I'm not an egomaniac. And if there's anything that's not clear, if there's any dynamic of this movie that isn't tracking, let's talk about it. Let's unpack it and make sure that before we put it up on its feet, that we all feel good about what we're doing.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that the balance really came through really well. You know, you're still undeniably the hero of the story, but we get to see how everyone else can be heroes in their own way too, which is really nice.
Great.
But
When did you watch it?
I watched it like 3 days ago, I think. As soon as I got the screener for it. So I watched it. I don't know what day today is because every day feels the same. I watched it over the weekend. But speaking of you and your heroic character, can you talk a little bit about what Kyle is going through at the start of the film? He's really kind of in a difficult place mentally.
Yeah, you know, Kyle, again, layers upon layers, PTSD, ex-Marine, alcoholic, divorcee, single father, toxic family, toxic upbringing. I mean, this guy's got a lot of stuff that he's dealing with. And crazy thing is I could correlate a lot of it to my actual life. So it wasn't really acting for me. I mean, I've never been in the Marines, but I got divorce papers while I was actually in the middle of filming this movie.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, really painful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for my co-stars, and thank God I didn't have to crack any jokes in this movie because they didn't get out of me.
Right. Well, you did a wonderful job, and you can feel Kyle's pain. So I think that you channeled it properly. But you even though you were not in the Marines, who have some great action scenes, I know you worked closely with the coordinator, Shauna. Can you talk a little bit about making those happen?
Yeah, the stunt coordinator. Yeah, female. She was amazing. You know, honestly, I think the challenge with a stunt coordinator is always they want to do a whole lot of stunts, and then you have to ask yourself, what is the perfect balance between being a rock star and having these kind of movie star moments, but then containing it to where it's something that this particular character would do? Like, you can't design stunts for Bruce Lee where you got a regular guy who is not an MMA, don't have this extensive background and hand-to-hand combat, so we worked really closely to create the best balance in and around that. So yeah, it was interesting, and did a lot of rehearsing on weekends that most of us were not working. I wanted to work anyway, and we actually set up to do a lot of rehearsing at my hotel in the lobby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we said, bring on the bean bags and bring the little fake guns out, and let's go ahead and get it on. We got to get this right before we get to set so we can make sure everybody is shining and we all feel good about what we're doing. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was very challenging, but we got it done.
You did. You guys did a great job. Thank you so much. It was wonderful talking to you.